in which cloud are you actually do you have experience? So have you worked on Sales Cloud? Have you worked on Service Cloud? They'll ask. So what does that mean? If you see, it is actually this part. Have you worked on the configuration changes? So in real time, they would have they might ask like, do you have any experience in setting up a call center? So what does that mean? Setting up a call center or working on a service cloud, everything means refers to the same. So it all refers to all these features bundled together, in which you will have that. We should have worked on all this configurational part. So everything has been done from Salesforce side, and an administrator or developer from Salesforce has to do small tweaks in configurations so that it would get adapted to according to the organization actually. I mean their particular business. So let's start with the sales cloud concept. So initially it would be like lead conversion. So here if you see, as I said, I would have given an overview about sales cloud, right? So where it starts actually campaign, from campaign members. Then after that, after campaign you will have lead. So only qualified leads will get converted into an account contact and opportunity simultaneously. And from opportunity you have opportunity products. From opportunity products you have quotes, and from quotes you have after this, like you have contracts, orders, then certain series you have forecast management, territory management, all this and all like extension. And also it would be like you will have to request Salesforce to enable this forecast management, territory management and all. And not in many places all will be using like your forecast, territory, contracts, orders for everything. For all that, most probably companies will be using third-party app exchange products or tools, which I would have already explained. Like for an instance, if you see you are from App Exchange, we have a product called AppTest for complete contract, starting from the contract initiation to contract confirmation and getting that signed completely. That has been made digital inside Salesforce using the third-party cloud. So that is one example of an App Exchange product actually, AppTest. Okay. So this is actually we are going to see how to convert a lead actually. So this would be a simple step. After once you have tracked the leads, you will have all the information of leads in your particular system, right? So how to convert a particular lead into an account? When you're converting lead, it gets simultaneously gets converted into an account, contact, and opportunity, right? So how that is being made, if you see like once you have all the clear details of the lead, you will have one button called convert. So using that you can automatically convert the leads into an, once you click on that, automatically it will get converted into an account, contact and opportunity. So no need of any developer effort or custom code is required here. So our Salesforce itself has given an option. So all that we have to do is click on the convert button so that it gets converted into an account, contact and opportunity. Okay. So next, if you see web to lead, so web to lead, if you see, so web to lead, if you see, actually, it is capturing the leads from website. For example, what are the possible ways by which you can track a lead actually? So you can first take an Excel and enter all the leads. So what is a lead? People who are interested in your product or service will be called as leads, correct? So all people who are coming and attending your event would be, or event or trade show would be called as campaign members. So from those campaign members, few people would have been interested in your product or services. So those people would be called as actually leads. So how to you have to either some form those data needs to be get into your system. So what is the way, if you see, either you can take people can the sales representative of that particular organization can take the details of those leads in an Excel sheet, and after which they can manually push into system using data loader. That is one through from the backend they can push through the third party tools. So that is one way. Or manually, the sales representative can feed the details of the lead by typing into the system manually in the lead object. That is the second way. The third way, if you see, it is actually web to lead. So on all websites, you have, if you wish to have an bird's view or an overview about any business or any company, you will go to their websites only, right? The respective websites. So in websites, on the last page, you will have this contact us page. So where in which if you just give the details of the customer, like name, what are all the details you require, and at last you will have to click on the submit button. So once the customer or the person who is interested in your product or services clicks on the submit button, you can track those details, whatever details he has given over there, his name, email ID, phone number, all remaining details, whatever he has filled in and clicked on submit. Once he submits, automatically system will capture those details and it will be converted into as a lead, and it will be captured as a lead and it will be put into your Salesforce, because actually he is interested in your products. Okay, so he wants to have more insight. So you are on your website, on your last page, you are going to say, like, if you want to have uh, much more information, please fill in your details and click on submit button. One of our representative will get in touch with you. You are going to keep a page like this on your last page of your website. So once the end user or the business user, whomsoever is interested in your product or services, he is going to fill in all the details and click on submit button. All those details which he has filled and is going to come after the details which he has filled is going to get captured and it is going to come as a lead in your system automatically. So that would be the third way. So how to do that is actually your web to lead. So tracking or capturing the leads from your websites. Okay, so this we will be seeing in practical. Next, if you see auto response rule. So once the person who is interested in your thing, he has filled in the details and clicked on submit button, it has been captured as a lead and kept it and put it, and it has been captured as a lead and put in your system. Okay, after which, post which, how to do this post which, once the lead has been captured, automatically the system will send a response to the person, like, your details has been collected successfully. One of our representative would be get in touch with you. So automatically system itself would be sending a response for the lead that has been captured. So from the system itself it will do. So that would be your auto response rule. So from your company email ID, automatically the response would be sent. And the response, you can have an condition like thing. For example, you might be running business from in many regions across geographies like the US, EMEA. So your main business, let's assume like your main business is coming from US. So you are going to have one condition over there, like if the business or if the lead country is US, then automatically send a response. If not, leave, no problem, because you know, like, the potential lead from all parts of US is going to get converted into an opportunity or a business. So definitely the probability of the leads getting converted from US part is actually very high for your business. So that is going to be the case. Then you are going to keep an a condition wherein which if the lead source, if the country is US, then automatically send a response from the system. So that could be achieved using your auto response tool without doing any custom coding actually. Okay. So that would be explained, automatically sending responses. Automatically sending responses from the system. Okay. So this would be your auto response rule. Next one, if you see assignment rule. So assignment rule, if you see, uh, this is actually assigning the leads or the cases to a particular group. As I said, you are running your business on many geographies, many regions, US, Europe. So in sales, I would have told, like, lead generation is actually a very important task. Once you know the person who is interested in your product or service, after that you can target those people and start building your business. So what is their actually interest? What is their expectation? How can you see that? So in sales, if you see, the main important part is actually lead generation. So for generating leads, like you have kept separate teams. For US there is a separate team, and for EMEA separate team, Asia Pacific separate team is there. So automatically when lead is coming from US, let's keep the same scenario. Like if the lead source country is US, automatically assign that particular lead to one group, US group. So we have already seen the concept of public groups and queues, right? So here we will be using queues. So in the case of approval process and sharing rooms, we would have seen public groups. Why? Because there we are going to just share the records. Now here in assignment rules and in escalation rules, in these kind of rules and all, you will have queues, because the people whom you add in queues are actually what I said, like they are the owners and they have the full eligibility or the uh, criteria to make all the changes, and they are the particular owners. They by themselves can transfer the record to some other person. They can take the full ownership and start working on the record. Everything they can do. So here what we are going will be saying is, if the lead source is US, automatically assign that to this particular team. So all those persons who are in that particular team, we will be creating a queue, adding those persons in that queue, and we will be routing this particular lead which is coming from US to that queue. So that people who have been added in that queue will be totally responsible to take up the task. So whomsoever is coming in whatever shift they are in, so they can start working on the lead according to the process that has been already defined. So this would be your assignment group. So automatically assigning the records to a particular group or to a particular person also you can assign based on the role, based on the profile, based on the group, queues. But the recommended or the most ideal way for this would be to create a queue and then assign. Okay. So this is actually your assignment group. So all this would be your sales cloud concepts. So in the same way, if you take service cloud, as you have web to lead, the same way you have web to case actually. So capturing the cases from websites. So if somebody have problem, if you're running a call center, if someone has some issues, if they type in their issues in the website, automatically a case will be created based on their the website details that has been entered. So that would be the similar way like lead, the same way you are going to have web to case. Additionally, you will have email to this. Automatically, when someone sends you an email to your company address like support at the rate of ibm.com, if this is going to be your IBM support thing, then automatically if someone sends an email to that ID, a case would be generated. So for that, internally inside the system, we have to make some configuration changes. So the whomsoever is going to send an email, automatically a case would be created in Salesforce. Auto creation of cases based on the email sent. Next would be your auto response rule. The same way like as we had for leads, here auto response rule, if you see, automatically a response would be sent for the cases. For example, if a person is sending an email like he has some issues with his mobile phone, automatically a response would be sent like your case has been registered with us and soon there will be a response from our side. One of our representative will get in touch with you shortly. Like that, an auto response will be automatic response will be sent from the system based on the case generation. Assignment rule, as I said, automatically assigning cases the same way like as it is for leads. So next, in addition to this, we have escalation rule. So escalation rule, if you see, this is like this email to case and escalation rule is available only for your service cloud. Okay. So escalation rule, if you see, a particular case has been, one person has sent an email, a case has been created in Salesforce, automatically a response has been sent to the user stating that a person from our side can get in touch with you shortly, and the particular case has been assigned to a person or a group. Okay, and for every case there will be an SLA, correct? Service level agreement. So there are various levels of agreement. If you support process, if you see, it would be like 8 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. Before that, depending on the severity or the level of issue, the response time would have been defined already. So if that is going to be the case, then here in our escalation rule, once the case has been assigned to a particular person of the group, if he or she is not completing that before the defined SLA, then automatically, an escalation would be sent. The system itself will escalate it to the next level, to the immediate supervisor. Either the case could be transferred, the case itself could be totally transferred to the next some other person, or an email alert would be sent to his immediate supervisor stating that the assigned case is due by this person and it has not been completed even before the defined time. Like that, you could define predefined email templates could be used so that the emails could be triggered to the immediate supervisor, or the case itself could be transferred. First, initially the email could be triggered, after which, after a certain period of time, like after 1 hour or 2 hours, the case itself could be transferred to some other person, and again an email could be sent to, for example, like let's assume like a case has come in and it has been assigned to Ganesh. So I am supposed to complete that in 1 hour. If I'm failing to do that, automatically the system, we could have an option using this escalation rules in Salesforce. You could define a step wherein which automatically the same case is going to get transferred to Delanta, and an email is going to get triggered to Ganesh and his immediate supervisor. Okay, so we both have a supervisor, and you are my senior. If that is going to be the case, I am supposed to complete the task in 1 hour. If I am failing to do so, the case would be auto assigned to you, and an email would be triggered to me and to my supervisor stating that I have failed to do the job and it has been assigned to you. Okay, and the same way you will have SLA, like after the case is getting auto assigned to you, then it will have like from you will have 1 hour or 2 hours from your time, from the time that has been assigned to you. So that will be your escalating after a certain period of time, or the auto transferring of the cases is done in your escalation rule actually. Okay. So this would be your escalation rule. So all this part comes under Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. So when they normally introduce it, they ask like, have you worked on Sales Cloud? Have you worked on Service Cloud? Do you have knowledge in setting up a call center? They mean all this concept actually. So this, like when listening or when we are seeing, it makes it like as we were going to create one rule and we are going to create one practical. But in real time, if you see, if you are going to set up a real call center, it would be like automatically sending a response, auto response rule. Here I have given one condition, like if the country is US, then send this response. If the country is US, then assign to this person, like this either. The same way, you will have conditions. You will have rules like 150, 300, and 350 rules you will have. So everything has to be manually configured in the system, and it is like really setting up would take some time, 3 months, 6 months it might take. So this would be the scenario of, usually this would be done by initially in stages like that depends based on the team or the company or the project, based on the costing, everything differs. They might ask developers to do, they might ask administrators to do. But here, if you see, there is no coding part involved here. All could be done using configurations, but this is how it functions. So the difference between a Sales Cloud and Service Cloud, if you see, for except email to case and escalation tool, it is in Sales Cloud, it is for lead object, and in Service Cloud, it is actually case object. So first we'll see, we'll start with the lead object. We'll first start with lead conversion, then we'll see web to lead, then the subsequent rules in Sales Cloud, post which we can move on to your Service Cloud actually. Okay. So here if you see on lead object, let me create one new lead actually. So if you see now, I have created a new lead called Delanta. Okay. So now if I go and search in my account, contact or opportunity anywhere, like I would not be able to see. This is actually lead if you see. So it is showing only in lead, but I am not able to find. I would not be able to find in my account, contact and opportunity. Okay, why? Because Delanta is actually a lead. That's all. He is yet to be converted into an account, contact and opportunity. So once you convert a lead only, then only you will be able to see it in account, contact and opportunity. Unless and until a lead is going to get converted, he will not be available in any of the objects. This is one thing. And after you convert a lead, he will not be available on the lead object. Now see here on lead object I have Delanta. Okay, on lead object I have Delanta, but I am not able to find an account, contact, opportunity because I am yet to convert this lead. So same way, once you convert a lead, the lead will not be available on the lead object because you have converted it. So there is no point in having that. And so you have identified that particular lead as a potential lead, and are you converting that lead into an account, contact and opportunity. Once you convert, he will not be available on your lead object. Before conversion, he will not be available on your account, contact and opportunity object. So for instance, we have created one new lead called Delanta, and I'm going to convert this lead actually. So here, see here, you will have an option called convert. So I'm going to click on that button. It will take you to this object, and here I'm going to have the account name. So you need to have one at least one account. So here I'm going to say like Etna Home Products. Like that could be my account. So now here, if you see like converted status, it is closed converted. So subject, I can call it as email. The source from which I got your name would be like email. So priority, I can keep it as high. So with all this mandatory fields that has been covered over here, if I just click on convert, automatically my lead will get converted into an account, contact and opportunity. So now here you can see here now I am in lead object. So once I convert, automatically you will get converted into, you will get transferred to this object actually, account. See here, why Etna Home Products means the account name is, I gave it as Etna, right? So under Etna, account name is Etna. Okay. So now if you go and see in contacts, see here. So I'm able to find Delanta. So account under in account I have Etna Home Products. Contact, if you see under contact I have your name, and under opportunity if you see the same way. See here. So simultaneously my opportunity, I mean my account has been converted into an account contact. My lead has been converted into an account contact and opportunity. So now I have converted, right? So now if I come and search for my leads, see here it will not be available. Anywhere if I search for Delanta, it would not be available. Now it will be available on your contact and on your, see, this lead has been converted. Okay, so on your lead object it will not show. So this is how you will create a lead, and converting, just by clicking on the convert button you can convert a lead into an account contact and opportunity simultaneously. Just if you click on convert, providing the details, and clicking on submit, it will simultaneously, system itself in the back end they would have written a coding for this object, I mean this button, and once you do that, automatically your record gets converted into an account contact and opportunity. Once that has been done, the particular record will not be available on the lead object, and before that is done it will not be available, it will be available only on the lead object. This is actually one process or one step in your sales process of in any company you take. Like this would be the initial step. The flow would be like it should start with campaign, then go on to leads, then the particular potential qualified leads only should get converted into an account contact and opportunity. Okay, so this is one part. So next, if you see web to lead, so here now how did I create a lead actually? So I clicked on lead and clicked on new and clicked and gave the details of Delanta. So this is one way of creating lead. So another way is having an Excel sheet and using data loader, as we last time as we saw, like using the CSV format, pushing all those details into the lead object from the backend through data loader. That would be another part. The third would be like your through from website itself you are going to track the details. So on your last page of your website, if you keep as contact us or submit us page, all the details that is going to be filled in by a business user. Once he clicks on the submit button, it is going to get be tracked and it will be sent to your uh, automatically a lead will be generated based on that. So how to achieve that? If you see, just click on setup. On your left, click on web to lead. Actually, you just click on web under customize build customize leads. You will have web to lead. Just click on that. So it will take you to this page. Actually, web to lead setup. So now here, click on create web to lead form. So when you are doing for the first time, just check like whether this has been web to lead has been enabled for in your org. Okay. So by default it should be enabled. If not, like just enable that. Then click on create web to lead form. Okay. So here, what are all the details you want? What are all the details you are going to keep in your last page of your website? So first name, last name, email, company, city, state. So let me have country. So phone number. So like this, what are all the details you want? Rating. lead source. So these are all the fields which I'm going to have on my last page of my website. So next, if you click on, so this is the URL which they are asking, like once the user clicks on submit button, where should it redirect to? Either to the home page of your website or to some other page of your company's page, like that you can have it. So this is actually a mandatory field. So here we are supposed to give some URLs. I mean, usually it would be the home page of the company's website. So here we are going to let us give here and check some website name, so that, and we can check whether it is routing or not. So for that I am going to give it as salesforce.com itself. Let me give, or let's give like okay. Once you click on generate, it will give you this web to lead form actually. So if you see here, it is actually a HTML file wherein which they would have given this, because you are going to have it on your last page of your website, right? So it will have HTML tags and all, label, input type, your everything it will have. So here, all that you are going to do is copy this and give it to your website team. So your companies that differs, like company to company. A company can have their website team internally, or they can have an external team to which they have outsourced, and they will be maintaining their website. So if you just give this form to them, they will paste it in the website. On the last page, they will just type in this with the styling here. This is actually only HTML form actually, so there is no CSS here. So there would be no designing actually. Alignment and designing will not be there. So this is actually the raw HTML format. So if you we all that we will do is, like, you will have to give this to the website team. So they will merge this in the website on the last page of the website, taking care of the alignment and CSS issues. They'll take care of it. And once it is done, your web to lead, I mean the way to capture the leads from your website is all set. Okay. So now here for testing purpose, what we are going to do here is, like, copy this and we are going to have in one notepad actually. So in notepad, after I keep it, I am going to save that as HTML. Okay, now I have saved this as HTML file. So after this, what I'm going to do is, like, see here, my, are you able to see my screen, Dilanta?
Yes, Ganesh, I can see.
Okay. Now here I have saved the file as web to lead. Just I am going to click on this. See here, it is going to show here as, the first name, last name, email, company, phone, city, state or province, country, rating, everything has been done. Finally, submit button is there. As I said, this is only a HTML format. The CSS is missing actually. So that will be taken care by the website team. So they will merge this in the last page of the website with the CSS and the styling, so that it would be available on the last page. Once the user clicks on this and finally clicks on submit, automatically whatever details he has filled in there, it would be captured into your lead object. Okay. So now let's try clicking one thing. So I'm giving the lead as, the details as Amar Prakash. So let me check whether I have any such record on my system. I don't remember having one. So let me check one more time. Okay, so nowhere this record is there. So I'm going to create for the first time. So in the web to lead form, I'm giving the thing as this, and here,
Your screen is not refreshing. I can see still the notepad.
sorry,
I can only see the notepad. I'm not able to see. I think the screen is not refreshing.
one second. Sorry, is it fine now?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay. So this is actually the form actually. So from where did I got the form? If you see, I just saved that notepad, right? So .html format I saved it. So that is actually here on my desktop. So just double clicking on that file, I got this page actually. Okay. So this is the HTML which I saved. So here it has all the fields. And finally, this would be the page. Actually, as I said, it is only HTML format. CSS and styling is not here. So once you give this raw HTML format to the website team, they'll merge this on the last page of the website by taking care of the CSS and the styling. And once that is being done, your web to lead is form is a web to lead thing is actually all set. So whomsoever is going to fill in the details and click on submit, it will be automatically come into your lead object. So now here, as I don't have any such record called Amar Prakash, I'm going to create one new lead called Amar Prakash in this form, in whatever form which we created. Now here I'm going to enter the details or records. Okay. So first name I'm giving it as Amar and last name as Prakash. Email I'm going to give it as my email. So company. So lead source I'm going to give it as web as this is like web to lead. So now see here I have searched for that record actually before this I'm not able to find anywhere. So now once I click on the submit button, so what did we say? Automatically it should get routed to IBM, right? This was the link which we gave in this form actually. So now see here, so it has routed to the address which we gave there actually to the IBM thing it has routed once the user clicks on submit. Now if we search for in the leads, if you search like today's leads, see here lead has been automatically generated, Amar Prakash. Now if you search for Amar, so on lead object you will have one record created. So company name IBM, lead source web, rating hot. So see here email. If you look at the time in which it has been created, it would be my time now. Okay. So whatever details we gave over there, automatically it has been created. Fine. So now if you say, so how do you recognize how did we gave the details over there and a lead has been generated on my organization, I mean my developer org. Why did not it get created in your developer org? It could have got created in your developer org or in some other developer org, right? So I generated the form and it has been merged on my website, my company website, or it could have got merged in your company website. I can merge that form anywhere in any company website. I can put it. But finally, if you see, like all leads should be tracked, captured, and come to my organization. Actually, my dev org or my company Salesforce org, it should come. Or let's assume like for your company, some service provider, IBM is taking care of the Salesforce part. If you let's assume like so, all the details that are getting captured, it should go to IBM. On IBM, they'll be having a separate Salesforce org for your company, but it should get tracked and go over there. So how did that happen? If you see on that form, if you just check in, you will have one thing called organization ID. So uh, one second. So see here, are you able to see the screen? Web to lead setup. So here you have one ID, right? Organization ID, OID. So in this form, this OID would be embedded. And see here www.google.com. This was the value, return URL value which we gave. That will also be embedded. Before that, you will have one ID called organization ID or OID. So in your form, it will be merged. So this OID, if you see, every organization Salesforce will have a unique OID or organization ID. So this is my organization ID. So once you click on the web to lead form, automatically the form will take the organization ID or OID from my org and it will be embedded in that form actually. So based on this only, whatever leads that are getting created is getting routed to my org actually. So here, if I give you for in your developer org, if you go and check, it will have a different ID. So in this form, now if I change to your ID, so whatever leads which I'm created or that are created from this form will get routed to your org actually. So this is one thing to be noted here in web to lead. So organization ID we call it. So using this only, Salesforce plays all activities inside in all the code which they have written in the backend. If you see, using this organization ID only, everything is being taken care of. Okay. So this is one thing unique for all orgs and for all companies actually. So this would be our web to lead. So we have done with lead conversion and we have web to lead. A lead has been created actually. So using web to lead, we have created one lead called Amar Prakash. So here now if you see like next comes your auto response rule. So once the lead has been generated, so whatever email the user is giving, for that email automatically a response should be sent from the system stating like the lead has been generated, the person will come and be in touch with you. So like that an email should be sent automatically from the system based on the lead that has been created. So that would be your auto response, and auto assignment is automatically that lead that has been generated is going to get assigned to a particular group or a person. Okay, so that would be your auto assignment actually. So now here if you see, so how to achieve that in the case? So now we have to do configurational changes in the auto assignment and auto response rule. So just click on lead on your left. So under lead you will have lead auto response and the lead assignment rules. let us simultaneously do both the rules and then check once, so that whether it is gay, whether the auto response is coming automatically, whether a response is being sent, and also whether it is getting auto assigned to a team actually. So see here, already I have web to lead auto response like for these people. So the one thing to be noted here is at a time you can have only one response rule actually. So only one can be active. So here already one is active. So now let's create one. This is not the limitation in DevOps. Across all are given in paid version, production version. If you see, you can have only one active auto response rule. You can have only one active assignment rule. Also, you can have only one escalation rule. Only one active thing can be done. But inside this each rule, you can have any number of conditions you can have. Only one rule can be active, but inside that rule you can have any number of conditions. Okay, so this is how it will be. All your production, even in production version, live version, in your enterprise editions, unlimited, in your real-time live companies also, you will have only one rule, but inside that rule you will have n number of uh, conditions will be there or will be available. Okay, so now here first let's start with the assignment auto response rule. Click on new. I'm going to give a new, create a new auto response. And I'm going to make this as active. Click on new. So now see here, the remaining things and all will be inactive. So this is active actually. So I'm going to click on that. So no rule has been specified. Click on new. So once you click on new, you will have you should give the sort order actually, and this should be a numeric way. So you can have first, let's start with one. So then we can have like as in workflows, you can have either you can give any condition or you can give a formula also, but this is not mandatory actually. So now here what we are saying, so if you give none, all the leads which are getting assigned, it will get routed to that particular group or person. So now here what I'm saying is like, if let's have one condition. So condition in the sense like, if the rating is hot, let's have, if the rating is hot, then my an automatically response should be sent. So let's have a condition like that. So I'm going to search for lead rating. If it is equals to odd, then I need my system to send an automatically send to and response. So it would be normally the name of your company, but here I'm going to give it as my name. So this would be normally the company name and company email address. This would be. So here for email template, if you see automatically, I have some email. So I'm going to have the thing as case created because I don't have any email template. Let me have this email template itself to be chosen. So now I'm created the role. Click on save. So I have given the condition. I've created one new auto response role called the DIL auto response, which is an active one, and inside that I have given one condition like if the rating is hot, then send this particular email automatically from the system to the end user. This is what the thing which I have done here. Next, let me create an auto assignment rule actually. So in auto assignment, I am going to create one new auto assignment. I'm going to make this as active. Click on save. Now under this I'm going to have a new rule. So for this also let me have the rating is hot, then assign. See here, I can assign it to a user, individual user, queue, or a partner user. So last week itself I would have told like how to create a queue, public group, difference between public group and queue. Now also I have said. So here let me do with myself user, so that I can check whether it is assigning correctly or not. Or else you can create a queue, add my name in that queue, and then check whether it has been getting assigned to that also. So it works the same way. So here I am going to give one simple condition. If the rating is hot, then it is going to get assigned to Ganesh. So if the rating is hot, automatically the response is going to be sent to the end user, and it is going to get auto assigned to Ganesh. So this is actually your auto response rule and assignment rule we have created, and it is made active. So now it's time for us to check whether it is working or not. So now I'm going to create one new lead using this web to lead form. So let's see now the full cycle. So I'm going to create a web to lead form. Using web to lead form, I'm going to create one lead, and I'm going to check whether I'm getting an auto response and whether it is getting auto assigned to me also. Okay, so let's create one more new thing. So I'm giving my email ID so that I can check if it is working or not. So I have created the lead using web to lead form. Now if I come and check here on my leads, if you see, a lead would have been created. It will take few minutes to get reflected in the system. So this was the lead which I have created. So now if I go and see here, automatically it has been assigned to me, Ganesh. So if you look at the time, actually it is now. So auto assignment has been done. So now I'll have to check whether I have got uh, email or not. Okay. See here from Ganesh. So this was the name which we gave over there. Do you remember? On auto response rule, we gave the name as Ganesh, and the email ID was JSN. This was the email ID we gave. So from that email ID, I have got an email. So this was the template which I have selected over there. So automatically, based on the condition which we go over, the system has sent an email, and it has been assigned automatically to myself. So if you see here, auto assigned to me. So also you can go and check in my tasks actually. As I have so many tasks, I'm finding it little hard to show it here. So let me go and see here itself. So underneath, if you go and see activity history, see here, automatically it has been assigned to me. A task has been created. This is actually the template actually. So look at the time, it would be exactly the same time in which I would have got that email. So a task has been created and it is being, this lead has been assigned as a task to me actually. So I should complete this. Uh, the due date is being given by today itself. So this is now automatically it has been assigned to Ganesh. So if you have created a queue and added my name in that queue, automatically this would have been assigned to that particular queue actually. Okay. So this would be our auto response route, assignment route. So lead conversion, web to lead, auto response and assignment. The same way we have web to case, auto response route, assignment route. As this also how I have shown everything.
Ganesh,
Yeah.
can we have a look at the campaigns? What is campaign partner or something? Partner.
Okay.
You mentioned there was when we started there was campaign and then campaign partners or what is that?
Campaign members I would have said, not partners.
Members. Correct.
Yeah, you have here, right? So either you can have it from the CSV file, you can import that, and you can have all the members who are attending the campaign. A representative from your organization can keep track of those in an Excel file, and later on they can push it using this add members import file, or they can add it here directly by, because they have one manage members, add members. So by this way
So
they can.
who is a member? Is it somebody inside the organization or outside?
Inside the organization, sales representatives actually. So every team,
Oh,
every organization will have a business team, right? Business team or sales team.
yeah.
So those people, they would be taking care of this actually. So
Okay.
either manually or in a CSV file, they can have it, and the later on stage, once they come to the office, they can feed the details into the system. So usually the
Yeah.
sales team people, they would be taking care of this. So people who are attending, coming in, attending the campaign, all those details would be fitted here actually. So the campaign related details and all, you will have it here, like what is the start date, end date, what is the amount you are going to spend, and what is the return on investment you are expecting from this campaign, campaign name, place, what is the mode of the campaign, all such details you will have it here. And people who are going to come, who are coming and attending the campaign, you will have it in campaign members actually.
Okay.
Okay, and after this, so many people would have come and attended, but from that, let's assume like 5 people have come and attended the campaign. Of that, 2 people have shown interest, means you will have those two people's details will be again captured here in lead actually. So there
Are
are
you sharing the
there are
Salesforce?
there are two ways actually. Direct
Are
people who are
are you
coming
sharing Salesforce screen or in the
in Salesforce actually.
okay? Are you sharing or are you sharing the notepad? Are you sharing Salesforce or the notepad? I'm seeing the notepad only. I'm not sure if you're sharing.
I'm sorry. I'm sharing the Salesforce screen only for the past.
Okay, why is it not refreshing? Are you using two screens?
No, no, no. Actually, I have my email in a separate tab, and Salesforce is.
Oh, I see.
and then document is in a separate tab. So here I have to manually change. On my right side in the application, the go to meeting, while I'm sharing the screen, they have put an option like at the time I have to manually only change. The system is not changing by itself. So see here on the
Yeah,
campaign of
yeah, desktop, I think it will, you don't have to,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, instead of, okay, yeah, I
On
can
the
see.
on the campaign object, if you see like see here, if I just click on any campaign, what is the mode of campaign, what is the status and start date, end date, all such details will be fitted here. And manage members, if you see like you will have a thing called add members import file. So in this, if you have the data in CSV format, the sales representative can feed their details into this using this link actually. So this would be one option. So next, if you see like as I said, campaign members is one object wherein which all the details of the people who are attending the campaign they can feed it here. So the proper way would be like first to have a campaign and then have to have the details of the people who are in that campaign. First, they'll take that sales representative will take all the details of the people who have attended the campaign. Then they will, from that detail, they will segregate the people who have shown interest and they will be feeding that in the lead object. Then the potential leads will get converted into an account contact and opportunity. This is the standard sales process. And overall potential leads, on what basis you are going to make or consider a lead as a potential lead, on what basis you are going to consider your campaign member as a lead actually, all that differs where you will, each organization they'll have internally, they'll have various parameters or factors. The level of interest which they have shown or already from the people from the source by which they have got all from all those details they'll convert. So that differs actually. That would be specific to the business team, to the sales team. So once they either you can in certain cases like directly as I said web to lead from the website itself if they have shown interest because they have already shown their interest, right? So they can directly have capture the you can capture the person's details into the lead object itself. But the ideal way is if you are doing a campaign, for example, let's assume you have your company has created a new product and they are about to sell it to the market before going to go to market live. They are doing a campaign to promote the product. If that is going to be the case, then you will have the details first in the campaign object, then on to the lead object, then it will get converted into an account contact and opportunity. So this would be the flow actually. So the normal sales process is campaign members, leads, account contact and opportunity. If the person has already shown an interest, then using website you can capture that and have it on your lead object. And once you identify them as the potential lead who will have who has satisfied all the parameters or factors which you have maintained internally for converting a lead into an account contact and opportunity, once that has been met or satisfied, then you will convert that particular lead into an account contact or opportunity. So on the lead object in Sales Cloud, if you take like you have all such factors like web to lead, auto response and assignment rules. That's what we have seen. So as it is for like on Sales Cloud as it is, this is for your lead object. The same way like for Service Cloud, it is for case object. That is the only difference. So on case object, if you see the same way you have case assignment, case auto response, you have email to case and web to case. Okay, web to case in the same way as we have done here, as we did it for like your our email web to lead, right? So the same way you will have. See here. So company. So as I did it for web to lead, the same way I have generated the form, I have created, saved it in the notepad and saved it as web to case.html, and it has been saved on my desktop. It has been saved. So now once I see here, I have web to case. So once I click on this, it is going to create on the raw HTML format. I will have a form like this. Okay. So next, let's see for assignment rules, auto response, everything. Let's see, and then finally let's check whether it is working or not. It would be the same way like as I did for where this actually escalation rules. So first comes auto response rule. So I'm going to create. So let's have the condition like if the case priority is high, so as we did for lead object, I have done it for the case object also. I have created one active auto response rule. Inside that I have given one condition called if the case priority is high, then automatically send a response to the customer and automatically it is going to get assigned to Ganesh. So these two has been done. The next is case escalation rule. Here also, so I am going to create one new escalation rule. So inside that, I am going to click on new. So I am going to give one condition. So based on this, So here I'm going to give the condition as the priority as high. Next, see here escalation actions. So if the case is going to get escalated, you can give 30 minutes or 1 hour. So I'm going to give it as 1 hour. So now so I'm going to, as I have only two options here. So after 1 hour, automatically the cases will get assigned to Rajesh, and a notification will be sent to Ganesh. So I can also have additional emails like for my supervisor, and for you, for Rajesh also I can have one. So the notification templates here I can have it. So So I have one template called support case escalated notification template here. Okay. So it is not a mandatory field, but I have assigned those templates. So now after 1 hour, if Ganesh is not completing that, automatically the case will be transferred to auto assigned to Rajesh, and Ganesh will be notified on that. So I can have additional emails also, like my supervisor's email, I can have it. So see here, like this, for one rule itself, you can have after 1 hour it is getting assigned to Rajesh. If Rajesh is not getting completed in another 2 hours, after 3 hours it will be automatically assigned to some other person, or it will be escalated or notified to the immediate supervisor. Like this, you can have multiple rules. So for one condition itself, in real time, if you see, for 1 hour, if it is not getting completed, assigned to this person. 3 hours this person, 8 hours this person. So as per the defined SLA that has been done when the contract has been signed, that everything has been done. So like this you can have it. Okay, so now we have created web to case form, and once the case has been generated, if the priority is high, automatically response will be sent to the end user, and it will be auto assigned to Ganesh, and automatically if Ganesh is not completing it in 1 hour, automatically the case will be assigned to Rajesh. Initially it will be to Ganesh. After that, after 1 hour, it will be assigned to Rajesh, and a template will be sent to both Ganesh and Rajesh. Okay, so this is how we have designed the setup for Service Cloud. So let's check whether it is working or not. So now, so we have set like to get routed to google.com, right? So the system has transferred it to google.com itself. So now let's go and check the case object. See here, status new priority high case origin web company electronic performance. So Delanta case name. So see here, this is the subject and the name which we gave, right? So look at the time, it would be my time now. So now a case has been created. Now if you come down, see here, automatically it would have been assigned to Ganesh. Okay, automatically assigned to Ganesh. So myself it has been automatically assigned. So after 1 hour, if I'm not completing it, automatically it will reassign to Rajesh. So that will be tracked here. It will be shown here. See here, I have created the case and it has been assigned to myself. So that details it has been captured here. Case history. See here. So after 1 hour, if you see, it would be assigned to Rajesh, and the notification would come to me and to Rajesh. So now let's go and check whether auto assignment has been done, whether auto response has been done or not. Let's see. Okay, an email has come. So actually, the same email has been, the template has been come here, I think. So if we have done, if we have created a new template, like would have got one new suggestion, new like person. Thanks for creating the case. The person is the person will be working on that and will be getting in touch with you shortly. Like that, the email would have come. So say here the time email has come. It will be the same time wherein which we have created the case. So based on this, we can confirm like this is the email which we have got from our thing. So it has been created now only. So our web to lead, auto response, auto assignment, and auto escalation is actually working fine. Auto escalation we can check only after 1 hour because the minimum time is at least 30 minutes. We have given it as 1 hour. So after 1 hour, if we are checking it, it will get auto assigned to Rajesh, and the notification will be sent to me and Rajesh. Okay. Or else I can for checking purpose, let me give it like this. Uh, Here, I will give your email ID. So can you tell your email ID?
It's dilanta@hotmail.com.
Delanta.is, right?
No, no, no. Hotmail.
Delanta at hotmail. Correct.
Yes.
So I have added your email ID as additional email. So after 1 hour, you can have a look on it whether you are getting an email or not. Right? So this is our escalation rule. So this one would not be available on your case of your lead object. So now here, if you see, like we have seen web to case, auto response, assignment, and escalation. So the missing part is email to case. Like this is a little complex as many configurations have to be done. So now let's see how to do that part actually. So for that I would require your email because already I have registered all my email IDs. Um, so I would be requiring your email ID. Fine. So for email to case setup, if you see, go to setup. So on your left, if you see, click on case, and under case you will have
Your screen is not refreshing.
once again. Is it fine now?
No. It's in deal escalation rule.
Is it still in Notepad? I mean Word?
No, it's in deal escalation rule.
Uh, one second. Is it fine now?
No, I'm not able to see your screen.
I think maybe you are facing issues. Whether you have any issues in internet?
Okay, now it's okay.
Fine. So now if you click on setup and click on email to case on your left, it will take you to this object actually. So now here you will have to enable all this actually. So click on edit and click on enable email to case and enable all this. So the main important thing is like you will have to enable this one and we will have to enable this one, enable on demand service. Fine. These two things needs to be enabled if you want to enable email to case. So just click on save. Then under routing address, you will have to provide your address wherein which the cases needs to be routed. So click on new, click on the routing name, and you will have to provide the email address. Hotmail.com, right?
Yeah.
So case origin, I'm going to keep it as email. So like now I think you would have got one email. So you should click that link actually. See here, I have verify here, right? So your email address should be verified first to proceed further. So can you check your email and let me know? Uh, and you have to click on that link. In that email, you would have got one link. Please check in
Okay.
junk, spam, in everything. Please have a look on that. And from Salesforce, you would have got that mail. Just click on, and I want you to click
Yeah,
on.
I got the email.
Can you
Yeah.
just click on the link?
Yeah.
So now, okay, fine. You
Okay.
have
I need to log in. Do I
fine.
have to log in?
No. Fine. You have clicked there, right? So see here. Now it is showing verified. So
Okay.
you have clicked on that, and now it is showing verified here. So now what will I do is like, so see here, dilanta@hotmail.com is the your email ID, correct? So
Yes.
now after that, once we have saved it here, Salesforce will generate underneath. It will create one service address. So it would be a complex address like this. So dilanta at the rate of some characters dot case dot salesforce.com. So this would be the service address actually. So with this service address, it is getting created. So now whomsoever is going to send an email to this link, okay, to this email ID actually, and then automatically a case would be sent. Okay, but see here in real time, is it possible for any customer or a consumer to remember this Delanta at the rate of Q8U9HMW, sir, some alphanumeric characters? So such a long email service address, it is not possible, right? So in real time, what will they do is they will morph this, or they will make this as like for this only you have Delanta at the rate of hotmail.com. So instead of having such a long service address, companies will have support at the rate of Nokia.com, support at the rate of IBM.com. So whatever emails that are being sent to that particular support ID, support at the rate of Nokia, automatically a case would be generated on the Nokia Salesforce arm. So that would be their setup. So here, how are we going to see here? If you see, so let me share my Gmail screen. So like this, you have to make your in your Gmail. I need actually. So yours is Hotmail, right? So in Hotmail, do you have the option of actually forwarding? Forward, whether do you have forwarding option, Delanta?
Yeah, there is all email to my forward.
Fine. So can you uh, forward like whatever emails which you are getting to your ID? Okay. So whatever emails which you are getting to your ID, it has to be forwarded to this address. I am pinging this address. So
Oh,
can
you mean manually or set it up?
you will have to manually set it up in your email. Actually, in Hotmail,
Oh, okay. I
you will
have no
have to
idea.
you will have to set this. So I have pinged the service address actually.
I'm not sure how to do that. I know in Outlook you can do it. Auto forward something. Right?
Yeah, same. In Outlook, in Gmail, if
Not
it is
sure
in
how
Gmail.
to do it in Hotmail, but
Okay,
I
fine. If
know
it is in Gmail, I can show it because Hotmail I have also not used. So using that auto forward option, if you just save this, so whatever cases that you are getting, it will be automatically routed to your this ID. Okay. So now what I am doing is I'll just create one case from my account. Fine.
you can forward it manually, right?
Yeah.
I can forward.
So see here now instead of doing that I can now I for example for showing example now what I'm doing is I'm going to send one email to this address. Okay, let's see what happens.
So in the real life, so email to case, how does it work? So somebody sends the email, right?
Yeah.
And that email gets forwarded to this one, right? Okay. Is that correct?
So if someone sends an email uh, to your ID, I mean to support at the rate of Delanta at the rate of hotmail.com, automatically a case
They,
will be generated. Correct. So
okay. So because I have a forwarding rule to this email, right? The first email.
yeah, the one to the address which I have pinged, you should have
Okay.
forwarded the auto forwarding option if you have enabled. So whatever emails you are getting, it will be automatically forwarded internally through Hotmail. It will be auto forwarded to this ID. So automatically once that is done, a case will be generated. But now as you assert like as we don't know how to forward that auto forwarding option in Hotmail, now what I am doing is directly I am sending an email to that itself, like to that service address which Salesforce sent. So that address itself I am sending. Okay. So now see here. So are you able to see my Gmail thing?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, fine. So see here now in the two address I have given that email service address which Salesforce sent. Okay. So now I am going to create a case. Send an email. Fine.
Yeah.
So I have sent I'm going to send you an email like this. So let's check what happens once we do this. So whether we have to check whether a case is getting created in Salesforce or not once we send this email to the site. So I'm sending this email. So I got the confirmation here like I have my message has been sent. Now let me go and check on my Salesforce org on case object. See here at 5:36 p.m. the case has been created. And we look at the subject. It is Salesforce email to case check. This was the subject which we gave there, right? We remember. And look at the description. I have an issue with my lab. It is not getting started. Could you please assist ASAP? Thanks, Ganesh. So this was the case which I created. This was the email which I sent over there. So look at the time in which it has been created. So few minutes back. So that is where when I sent an email. So once I sent an email to that ID, automatically a case has been generated on my org actually. So this is actually a look at the case history also. Ganesh has created the case. So on my name it has been created. So like as I have sent the email. So see here. So see, I have sent an email to you. It is showing here clearly. So based on that, the case has been created now. So this is how I sent an email to your ID, but a case has been created on the Salesforce. So once you done this, you have done this configuration, routing has been done here perfectly like this. Automatically, whatever emails that are being sent, a case would be created. Okay. So this is actually your email case. Fine.